I tell you.
Court kakra. My confuse go who be am masa jina ha me producer jina enko baby jina Eric
no. Eric ene be ya kunya na tena se.
Eti kwa anya ga fe ni obi abefro. Senior, first of all, I will say good morning to and share from your listeners. There are a lot of issues, and I'll start with this lady, Camilla Hassan. I think I'm following the activities on TikTok until Nigeria, but I think that there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation there. Again, I also think that there's a lot of things people are saying that is not accurate.
Okay.
Now the lady was not in prison for threatening President Mahama.
Okay.
The lawyer spoke. Lawyer Nushamia the one camera for KP. In fact, when you look at the reported things that are coming up, this is what the lawyer said. According to a lawyer, the convicted Camilla on the count of offensive conduct. So the official reason why this lady was jailed 1 year is offensive conduct. There's nowhere where he said he was charged for what? Insulting the president or threatening the president. The other offense wasn't a 2 count. Count 2 in the offensive conduct. Count 1, court can say we need jurisdiction to sit on the electronic communications as our offense. It falls under the 2008 Electronic Communications Act. And I know the from a district court you go to a circuit and a high court, maybe a high court to sit on that matter.
Okay.
And on a press release about said those who are jailing 1 year on count 1, then court he is close to the duty to sit on such account and charge it. Now that's it. Senior, for those who followed my politics for a long time, and then I mean what's our view?
Okay.
I'm against people being jailed for speech. Where I draw the line is when people are threatened. It's me van question, me you just say to o come here personal channel na gugu Abronya. When Abronya was insulting the IGP and what he went through it, I said it was wrong. If the IGP feels slighted by what Abronya, he should take the civil route and sue him for defamation. But when he threatened the judge, I drew a line and said that the state must prosecute him. Because threat is different from just saying, I'm preaching, that's different. If you think I've defamed you, see.
Okay, so what constituted the offensive conduct?
Yes, so the offensive conduct is a Nemano kind 32 cows and it's Adam and Nemano. But you see, threat of harm is different from offensive conduct. Let me know what let me do what them offensive conduct. But me can't say me chase a can also. See about what I say.
Okay.
So among for a cancer, let's get the right. You can criticize the lady. I have no problem if you want to criticize her.
Okay.
But let's criticize her based on fact. She was convicted on offensive conduct, which is a misdemeanor. The maximum sentence is 3 years.
Okay.
The judge spoke and said that they appealed for the judge to let her go. But the judge said that social media.
So in the offensive conduct, a derogatory statement or the president.
Yes.
And some more president.
Yes. Yes. So bounce at one point and say, yes, what there's nothing. Now that's it. The fact that I don't support the jail doesn't mean I endorse a behavior. When you want to even criticize people, you can make a distinction.
That's right.
Say Mahama economy. And your bad say no so you good said the hard. It's what time preaching analysis of statements in our country. Look at the statement distinctively.
That's right.
And do the analysis. You may not like you but some because inflation, current inflation says 5.something. Some figure no. And yet at the time it's a challenge figure. Fact. Yes. I don't know boy. 95 16.63. So me can and yet time in the best up sanity fact. So I don't know if you get it.
Yes.
So we can distinctively address issues without bringing in elements that are not factual. There's nowhere the lady was charged with threat of any correct.
No. Does she even have the capacity to even threaten the president?
You can make threatening statement, but I'm saying that the count on which she was convicted is offensive conduct.
Right.
There's nowhere where she was charged with threat. That's it.
Okay.
I don't endorse me. Time I hear me YouTube video, I mean on the critical nature, me videos even. I couldn't put some of them in my video.
Okay.
honesty. And then me can say, when you're a young person, I'll be the last person to tell you not to criticize government. After all, what? We pay our taxes to them. Senior answer what to do. People don't talk for her. So I buy any new CKABB and I buy any Ebina against a watch as a citizen of the country. Why will I be the one to stop you from criticizing? But I always use a word, and I learned it from Justice. If you want to criticize, two basic principles: you must be decorous, you must have candor. Decorous here, and you see, sebe. It means say president kwasi.
Debi. I'm a partner to you.
Exactly. And senior, one more full much the idea maker. Omu posti President Mahama na President Bamia pictures akwa comment na say.
Okay.
In general, me posti yibi wo Kodua Ponkro my brother Jojanda Churu. Come on for just Kodua Ponkro na ke Jojanda mu ko troye. So ni Jojanda.
Yes. Former
MTN.
Yeah. Corporate.
Guinness. Yeah. Globe big corporate go 4 years for true book.
Yeah.
Did you know that me Facebook say you just say to come you to critical analysis and short and that okay.
And we no can say
only politician here diagram. That's only jate diagram.
That's right.
Politician be no we interest. Only politician yeah they na show na use na hu we use na hu use. That is the book Jojanda wrote and Kodua Ponkman read up. Senior yeah, me pay attention to story no. Man who demonstration for her. Man who free Camilla. The creme de la creme lawyers of the NPP. I didn't see them going for her. In fact, do you know what was most sad? Apparently, when she was arrested, she was convicted on her own plea or pleaded guilty.
Yes.
And brother lawyers for any bomb home cool. And also, obe changing the plea court and for that too, I disagree with the court. At any point in time of a trial, what the lawyers are telling you can change your plea. So I'm very surprised the Ghana police didn't afford the courtesies and hear the motion a lawyer filed to change a plea. So senior, but the bottom line of why I want to talk about this is that Sebe. Only my dear man real whole gay. Then I'm a video on YouTube, not many cratete. I find the police for friend. Car will need you or mammy and son. It's in near bear maybe or no motor. You don't want to tell me this here. And I won't call in your bear man was the same the police for frame catch him so we yama cry. It's in your bear one who motor to a court, no a cost sereniano, no a fool to no quack from a wood. Now the senior back crack motor so from Kaswa cry to the man so the Madina Crasinia. And I know to maybe I made it in a wood to inside or comment the son of my master me follow. Tia I'm so may pay in a damage to track a credit to you to Nedamaka credit. Senior, I mean, make cut a close of my emotion. So I don't agree with the judge that she should be jailed. But the judge says something that to serve as a precedent. You see?
And yes, no.
But they be an mekasa ye dey hoko. Share my example. Dennis Racco. Everybody who knows me knows that Dennis is someone I relate to on a lot of things.
Okay.
But me dey when I'm analyzing people, I will be jana ye casting go say you you want any pan maintain ni pan. Chairman want to meet studio ah. Ona na kojo jantoa. No more election data. O ye mistake be correcting no we anymore. O yi sika de maame. Oni ye raba na hene ne bai. It me be jana ka want to me as ma maintain want to me. But as a journalist, they be ameka. My fidelity is to the truth. It's not to relationships. A relationship that get me drown. Was a mass already. Why communication? Me na ya juma. I ask me here present mama data. You know they are sending me. Your friendship. About some mama make me. Some agent feels some mama make. Then what's my journalist? And I'm a journalist.
Yeah.
What I say?
Yeah.
What point we plan on me? So I come back to her. Then it's miracle there. On the Tuesday, it me must see you for say. Because I won't say, that's one question. The second question is that Ghana purposefully called and you know. Muyi papa muyi ba umu scan the share and sano. Say 100 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Because you mo che ban. So when the car picture na ba na sa be gum. Okay. To man no mawie. Obi so ka say e be man 150 cedis. No dey kudi benku. See videos in TikTok.
Yes.
Sisi nya buza won say oje 150 ni say nipa no okwen. Oba na nyame amu na ka bi twifa so na wu ya. Me na medum no to metima so. I remember so in my.
Okay.
Ebusua kra be da hu achi abrante ya na o hyese be tu ye bisa se bibi be ye o gay nani mani o ka sa demonstration obi ani abom wo
yes
the purpose we na ko mani na wu a
yes
we
let my vote count for no again
yes we so de bia me gira me ka cho se wo you fu no pe bibi ye hey be follow 10 follow test ko ne ade ba ade bi wo na wo koye na yowo ne nkwanta ene ade a na wo kasem ya fo bi hu a you can criticize criticize President Mahama on many things. I disagree with them. Galam say onya ade me nyina ankan.
Yeah.
But me to me say president kwasia.
Dabi.
Me to me try deliberately lie on the president. That's why we do the task screen. So everything we are saying is based on documented fact. Do that. But Mr. I'm a politician be a man 100 cedi 200 enkura me ensa. Enye be man oba. Yes, Gio, yes, 1 year, technically 9 months. Senior, say 1 day, look at the state you put your case through. Ghana, how only criminal record, where criminal conviction. Only criminal record, cry now, bed, you must now what criminal record. It's anything to him, I don't support this, and it's based on, see, Abronye, won't you show me? I mean, but me, I always analyze things and put feelings aside.
That's all.
He's not my favorite person.
Yeah.
But what was meted that is wrong, and that is what I always want young people to do. You can dislike somebody, but when the person is going through something that is wrong, you tell them. Like you could to Dennis Miracle.
Right.
You don't arrest somebody on a Saturday, and the only time he sees the lawyer is Monday, as at 2 p.m. It's not right. You don't need to like Dennis Miracle to criticize that because every Ghana police check Caleb Kuda so okay. No more testing Caleb Kuda through the phone to Abu Boadu nearly to kidnap her.
Yes.
When they did that silly thing, some of us stood on Facebook and criticized it, and it be a support to and supporting and now no more complaining. That's why I always say, when we are criticizing state agencies and you want them to do the right thing, support us because I had their power now one and
that's right. That's right.
Power is transient. And then I want 2 million others say power. Missing James, I'm a more example. We are arithmetic mistake. NPP, they were the PROs for the EC. Kosha advancements are na era Kodua. Bisano. I said the Katiasi India was media meaning to me no because of Ablikuma. Because he's a catch up say but Tony Akamuno. Let them see him na. That is why I say that let's get state agencies to work. Devoid of our political religious instructions.
Yes.
Because when we are doing ya, who position be benefit. And then yetimi chi obi. Na almost 48 without a legal counsel. Is it right? They are some I I've criticized the comment in our can, but I check girl. That's at the time I taking the plea based on calls I've made, and the Ghana police has not denied it. The girl that they have legal counsel. Is it fair? There's a reason why they say that keep quiet. There's a reason why they read your Miranda right to you. There's a reason why a lawyer must be by your side. That doesn't mean I endorse the Mununokan. Sure. Me you do say to make Nkansah and some nature President Mahama. So I won't endorse it.
Sure, right.
And right, but look at the processes she's going through. Is it fair? Is it fair? Because you see, you can't hear it. Oh, NPP did Angelina. And this is now that. And the history of the Fourth Republican Dispensation has proven it. 2016, I go Kruma. President Kufuor them this year told you. When I put themselves started on campaign, after 8 years, they launched the biggest comeback in the Fourth Republican Dispensation.
Sure.
So it tells you that power and politics, power especially, is transient. And when you are dealing with people, when you have power, you must be careful, especially in your vulnerable.
That's right.
I won't put the phone name on me. When 24 hours. Young performance on my conjugate a day weeks. It's real and say.
It's a Tianyape.
It's a Tianyape. It would TV so can be for penny be home and the BBA. Then be me when I started this journalism. I've never been queried. I've never been sued for anything. As some no mean to me coming. A subject because my subjective view. A fact. Yeah, you've to your home for.
Yeah.
And senior, I don't know whether I follow TikTok. You see, even the profanity. Nancy me ko hu ade bi ese abranti bo no call life e ma ba sabe o mro mo hu a nsani muska yeah, TikTok no are the custom session one enya for you no custom session
yeah
the other countries dey social media look at how they are leveraging social media to better their lives Kodua sell them they've used social media to change their lives
in a positive way. And then yet me friends will give you near traffic light amano. Any idea? Politicians are doing it. You don't know what trap game.
Yeni yana kufu bi kodi campaign ti Kumase Asante ja car ekọ na ni omu politics na odi echede obi atem super pen na wanya o me die ni nukura nyesa one president Mahama and president vice president Bamiya meet look at the bromance and camaraderie between them. Bring say look at Julia Justice Kodua Mokono. Look at the bromance and the camaraderie between them. But here for more for the antiba for no.
Now you say the other have a pan say yeah as you say we had the opposite side no the can say Abayins said the say transient
table tennis
Abayins as a son as you some who say sa some mo can ya no mo say do they manipulate the court system?
No, it has become a vicious cycle and our politics is vindictive. It's a question what the Indian question about will be kind of Jenna make us say we need to make so threaten President Jane President Mahama. I will never stand here and say something for her. That's what I'm saying, that distinction. Now me view I want for them at but I've been consistent for the last I went on social media in 2009. Just enough in me come senior high school.
Wow.
I come 2013, me 4 years in SHS. So me when I take principal position, it's based on free speech there. Media me say if you think someone at me, you go say to me, I can't say me brave. And no be say NDC mama Prado. Me Prado.
No, on can call an encounter.
The other me ba. The basic me no me Prado.
David.
Me Prado da. But also waka. To me let's me feel some issue. You take a civil route. That's one of the solutions. If you feel slighted by anybody's insulting, you take a civil route. Recently, Nyana police are making video mukume. I think appeal about this.
Yes.
Take a civil route. Then also, I employ even media. We are part of. Sometimes we also give our platform to people to spill these things.
Sure.
So it's a collective thing that we all must address,
right.
And the political parties of fund it. Who say the one communication meaning if we be organized FLAC, FLAK, it's funded. Political parties fund. We've seen people are. NDC NPP omuke kan sembi say if I perform now someone one way na let basentali screenshot omo neighbor they today they are in political offices so it cuts across the political divide but na make can say eyi beye kremu beye Christy beye koku beye BBNC eyi ama beye bibi besi enti wi ase no una manu aya de we ni amprochu mayor obefa ne ho adi no ebia untimi mfa ho.
That's right.
And everywhere it's like multimedia. There are certain things because of my longevity here 6 years. There may be certain privileges I will get that someone who came 1 month will not get. It's just normal how our life is. So I make us say, Obi nya bail. Yeah, who tonto. Obi so nya be 25 so kufi. Into we are no who ye bibia, especially when the politicians have cognizance of the fact that they look out for their interest first.
That's right.
Before you. So therefore, any action you take for a politician, think carefully about it as a young person. But when you careful about the time when you penny, na sa baggage na wo de agu achi na no na be prevent.
No, say we also political talk.
It
was a political talk.
Yo, maybe no. Now that's my first one. The second story is about this. President Mahama who no cancel about the third term.
Right.
I know that people have gone to the Supreme Court seeking interpretation of the clause that governs the tenure of the president. If you ask my personal view, I thought that it was clear. Now me, I've read it over separate times. It's exactly what it says. But if you want to ask the Supreme Court, that is their business. But I know that the people of Ghana gave me one additional term, and I'm going to work to meet the trust they put in me. See, so in Ken Crunchy.
Yeah.
Okay, say Ken Crunchy ko say President Mahama crowd back 2020 enye yi.
Yeah, no correct.
Okay, say Ken Crunchy na san ko Supreme Court say President Mahama ko
2018. First time 2018.
Okay, so no san ko say President Mahama ko 30 yi. See. And here I'll be blunt to the president. Sure. When you're a president, a man for perform fooling because of sika, you'll be the favors and throw. How can at one breath or quiet at another breath or could
now this all called twice the NA 2018 and 2022
maybe Supreme Court to cross our case can be watching it. See, you don't need to be a lawyer to understand provisions of the Constitution. I don't know. Me trust our bet. I don't know. You don't need to be a lawyer with the greatest of respect to understand provisions of the Constitution. Article 60. I don't know why it didn't come in. Let me read it. No, I get it for you. Don't worry. You don't need to be a lawyer to know the provisions.
Article 60.
Article 60. Yes, I think it is Article 60. let me just get it for you. You don't need to be a lawyer to understand these things. Almost soon President Mahama fidi. Na hwɛ no man fidi na yi no. Even in the cathedrals of democracy, America, they are not contemplating. Trump is in the same scenario as President Mahama. Even in the cathedrals of democracy, they are not contemplating these things. And President Mahama should avoid the temptation. Yeah, Article 66. Or say, a person elected as president shall, subject to clause 3 of this article, hold office for a term of 4 years, beginning from the date on which he is sworn as president. A person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. Do you need to be a lawyer to interpret this?
No.
But well, Article 132 is also clear. When it comes to original interpretation and the interpretation of the Constitution and the original jurisdiction of the court, it's the Supreme Court. Yes. The reason is that we all know what this man suffered in Mahama one. And they be a say, me, Fourth Republic, if there's a president who has an opportune time to correct many of the ills of our democracy, it's President Mahama. You don't need Supreme Court to tell you what to do, President. And I like the tone of the message. Ghanaians give you your final term.
That's right.
Don't let anybody. The Fifi quite a speech, he knew why he was saying that. The history of the PNDC, the history of the dark days. Let's not go there with these sycophantic and bootlicking comments. And I'm quoting Fifi Kwete.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. We won't blame this in Fifi Kwete. If I can contribute to my this is so those bootlicking sycophantic comments, and it's a friendly comment. And President Mahama should avoid the temptation where people are drawing him there. He should focus, deliver his mandate. No your uncle. Because we here third term agenda.
Yeah.
Let's have Ghana is all we have. A peaceful Ghana is all we have. As a people, then kind of criteria. When you be some bar, you did feelings. What kinds of statement do you need a professor to explain this thing to you?
Explicit.
It's explicit. Or say a person shall not be elected to hold office for more than 2 terms. What is ambiguous about this? What is ambiguous with the greatest of respect? And the president himself said that it's clear. So the Supreme Court should be guided. There shouldn't be any attempt to give third term to anybody. And the president should be guided. You are a student official. Okay, can grant you there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Mahama can go for another term. All of a sudden, we are president.
Because he has fallen out with the party.
Okay.
With the NPP.
Me, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to make assumptions for him. But I'm saying that you say to based on my reading of Article 66(2). There's no ambiguity anywhere. And I'm guided by colossus of professors, including a constitutional law professor, Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh. There's no ambiguity anywhere in that article. And the president agrees with me. So let's stay there. Now, he made mention of reshuffle. Mikra de ache. And no bizarre than a minister reshuffle. Now, we body is in reshuffle. Minister, don't where is it that as some way see I as you as you stress up the view na make us Mahama shuffle minister be and no boni what
governance
do employment minister then oba why ka kire me ignorance ba for what now ha papa so about the same to onye then why some minister of state or public enterprise then oba why can me change papa no so ba then why ka kire me Catch me. You move this president show me once a month. It's a kind of edition. It's a kind of edition. Wow, you are turning down an deputy. Yeah, when I could make as a reshuffle. When I could make as a reshuffle. Or show Kubeto, the way, yeah, because a reshuffle. Greater Accra Regional Minister, but give me one reason that the woman should be in office. President Mahama na ko born the London. O kasabia o ti be free party no. Mo se onko fobu o mo mfa bi ma.
Yes.
Ne won so apegu ono no asa hwete no. Sa no te. O hwete ade no. O he Bota Regional Minister, Ashanti do mo keka, iti Regional Minister mo keka. Na the compare Greater Accra Regional Minister. Wa to asu. Yan kan okrejire nipa.
O end the flood na no simple na nkrairi.
Ministers be nyade. Papa achedodo. This is your legacy term. Now, the second thing I'll do for you this week, this man has been trending. Nah, it's in two folds. I don't know some more time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now, the Supreme Court has ruled a final closing statement when it comes to cases are not obligatory.
Okay.
Are not mandatory, sorry, it's obligatory. And to Omokoji extension in the summer boy case in the 14th court and not the final ruling about 20th. But lawyer someone attached decided to do something. A court in 50 pages. I certainly cannot take you through the 50 pages, but I have the document on the shelf. So, the conclusion is ordering a case and my many transfer a bit very many Uncle Supreme Court, Uncle interpretation of certain articles. Wontumi was charged based on the Minerals and Mining Act. There were two versions of that. 2006, AS 703. And at 2019, a Brian Banner Galam saying a Beji, Henya Power Ghana. The Koya amendment say Benya Act 995. That's what I say. So there are two. Someone attached is saying that based on the count, the 6 count, the 4 to 6. Based on section 14 of the Minerals and Other Offences at 2006, a vague. Some provision a too vague, a overbroad, and inconsistent to the letter and spirit of the said article and therefore unconstitutional. Or some say section 92 of the Sales Minerals and Mining Act, and also a vague or your proper interpretation. I'm going say. So we'll go through the Constitution. Article 132 is clear that when it comes to original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, let me read for your say. Subject to the jurisdiction of the High Court in enforcement of the fundamental human rights and freedoms as provided in Article 30 of this Constitution, the Supreme Court shall have the exclusive original jurisdiction in A, all matters relating to enforcement or interpretation of this Constitution. It's High Court in a transfer so say some interpretation I can't seek it from you. So therefore, with 20th now, that's what the judgment man must have changed. So you Supreme Court answer. So people say, and the appeal could be certain because there's something you approve something to you. Or say all matters arising to whether an enactment was made in excess of powers conferred on Parliament or any other authority or person by law under this article, under this Constitution. So just say the battle of 703 and 995. Which is laws emanating from Parliament, say any Constitution in be bra yanko Supreme Court chechire now 1910 quote you say no 1911 no person shall be convicted of a criminal offense unless defined and the penalty for it prescribed in a written law. Say the court no be offense na say define it na say na nipa na be punish say mra ne trust ade no say mra ne trust ade na convict nipa na and I walk so that's basically what I say. Now, the 14 one is this. Let me read the 14 one for you. This is the for say. A mineral right shall not in whole or in part be transferred or assigned, mortgaged or otherwise encumbered or dealt in a manner without the prior approval in writing of the minister, which approval shall not be unreasonably withheld or given subject to unreasonable conditions. Now, today, some about case they say, won't you a legal concession? And a legal concession, in performing Galam say was when you coach him. And almost a Wontumi na suma omzo mkodi se ejuma.
Sure.
Wontumi so case they said me Nkansah Nkansah mo nkoye reclamation.
Yes.
Na in fact me Wontumi me corporate good governance and say me good corporate citizen tino. Me true letter e come a what's in original minister na documents and regions say. Profobia come asase so nti work say for na what's in the name me. E dey na me ka to say koye Galam say. E di charge on the one and say. Emra ne say 2006 Minerals and Mining Act na say so when they will concession ma obi so only dwuma bi se ni nyina say part keto bi na ade man so obo minister man ye
sure.
Now in the testimony say court no there's no evidence of Wontumi informing the minister that they giving the concession to anybody to do what land reclamation activities. It's almost the offense we born. I don't attach here say already 14-1 now. It's too vague, overbroad, and inconsistent with Article 1911 because there's no punishment ascribed to the 14-1.
Okay.
What's that say?
Sure.
Now, because Orion say 92B, no, 99.2, no, 99.2. This is the 703. As a 2006, that Galam said, then he was identity or say a person who without a license granted by the minister undertakes a small-scale mining operation contrary to Section 1 or act in contravention of the provision of this act in respect of which an offence has not been specified, commits an offence and is liable on summary conviction of a minimum fine of 1,000 penalty units or to imprisonment for a term not more than 3 years. And that's at 2006. So now we need to anyway. What do I say? Come be a minister man here. Okay, galamsey and akwa man and now minister man only license there. No, could you 3 years?
That's right.
Now, President Akufo-Addo buy. Na Satan someone attach on a member of parliament. Na Andy Apia Kumi was a member of parliament. And Omo can say, "Yeah, me am and listen, when they amended it and it came, the amendment came in 2019 at 995. This is what they said. Now listen, the same 92B.
Okay.
Look at the tone now. A person who acts, instigates, commands, counsel, procures, solicits, or in any manner purposely aids, facilitates of a provision of this act. It will share the 2019, the tone,
yes,
the language, the wording, the phrase, and what you do, acts, instigate, command, counsel, procures, solicit, or in any manner purposely aids, facilitate, encourages. That's
right.
Or promote any act from your advert here. Promote any act in contravention of a provision of this act in respect of which a penalty has not been specified, or any the prison term from 3 years a minimum of 50 years and 25 years.
Wow.
Or say commit an offense and is liable on a summary conviction of a fine not more than 10,000 penalty units and no more than 15,000 penalty units, and to a term of imprisonment of no less than 15 years and no more than 25 years. So from 3 years. And the NPP, they felt that because Galamsey baby economy pay 50 years minimum, 25 years maximum. Someone attach just say a vague, overbroad and inconsistent. But you see, this matter just didn't come. A brand appear could be transnational. Also, I'm going to file a submission of no case.
Yes.
I'll file a submission of no case, and the appear could raise the same issues. And the High Court just sitting on the matter says something in this. And I'm the conclusion or say this element relate to only count 4, 5, 6. On the offense of purposely abetting an unlicensed mining activity contrary to sections 99(2)(b) of the Minerals and Other Offences Act as amended by section 3 of the Minerals and Mining Act 2019. Or say as above, PW2's reclamation exercise constitutes a contravention of section 59 of the Act of 703. Act 703, however, just the judge speaking, prescribes no penalty for a failure by a person to register or obtain a license or concession before providing a mine support services to a mineral right holder. Therefore, PW2's reclamation exercise satisfies this essential element of the offense under section 99(2)(b) of Act 703 as amended. What you say? Judge na say, do say adena diabo Wontumi no. It's Yamra 14.1. It's Yamra section 59. Yana offenses specifically for that. But over 99(2)(b) now, because of the broad nature of that act, the offenses defined, the punishment ascribed under 99(2)(b) suffices for 14.1 and 59.
That's right.
I don't know if you get it. So I say, Yabo Kwelu on section 14.1. Yawo on section 59. What's a penalty be anyhow? But already 99(2)(b) now, the wording and how it was amended, caters for the punishment under 14.1 and 59. What I say? And again, the 99 says that, listen, 99(2)(b) no say any person who, without a license granted by the minister, undertakes a mining operation. Wontumi license.
Okay.
A registered company. 2. Acts, instigate, commands, counsel, procures, solicit, or in any manner purposely aids, facilitate. And none of that is Wontumi. It's a judge in the High Court submission of no case ruling. Say, Sasama and the appear could be Kase. penalties in you for offenses that they are going to. Therefore, as the Constitution says in Article 1911, say the punishment will be that's how offense you define a penalty new in jailing or net and because 99(2)(b, you know, prescribed punishment, which is not less than 15 years.
That's right.
And not more than 25 years.
Yeah.
What's that? Then I said, you come over and come on.
That's right.
High court. But they say they want to go to the Supreme Court. As to what the court will rule. Subsequently, the matter will be brought to bear. Now, my fourth and final submission is on the NPP. There be a Midraha, Eja Akokwa, Mimisha. The NPP I'm about 2, you know. You see, I followed our politics for 20 years. I was roughly around 12 years. And then I went for me, I was around 10-12 years.
Okay.
I lived in Koforia for almost 20 years before I moved to Kumasi in 2014. So my best school, now, me, you know, now me MP, Honorable Yaubema, Minister for Works and Housing, Kofo. It's a dynamic bonum. Udu Koforia, if that's a traffic light, no. Ganas, fast rako Ganas, so far contravenous infusion, aquakodum, fast street, Ukuduma, baby, Dr. Kama, Kama Group Michael Ado, Mikado, Kama Group Frina. Okay. That's a tempino. Honorable Mark Esibe Yabua.
Yeah.
Na kopi apem no ofukure nkurakan bad community school walate. Na lawyer boaf. Hwebe ma no. Ene emu ahojo. Nti obia keka ne ope obia ye ne ope.
Yes.
Fortunately, confo we nwuye. In fact, honorable hakon no usu agima nkura de. Warise ya me kai rally bi akofo da jase bakochi ame. It's not me people and I'm for say me Cameroon people. I grew up in that environment.
That's right.
So understand the NPP politics. Or chairman. Whereas I be the chairman of the Council of Elders. Now senior, me dream says uncle for the so mukasa. Then the see Sunday, me was sorry I'm a kwano pack me comedy at 10.
Okay.
I'm not me breaking news no point. Me ba see you can be a video. So I hear me Sunday video on the critical analyst YouTube. Me try video no me came. And you see a branty, Katache Flifa Mensa. Then the tutu ni ade ni. Unim ne kusi. It's your analysis down. And I'm going let it be. We are Nkansah, we are MP. Oba Fefi, friend movies in Nkansah, never penny.
That's right.
And then you met a council of patrons. If you just say east, if an Nkansah would die, banana, you would near Pejayim. Nanan Suni. General Secretary, I will cut it. No Bruno. So, yes, I don't see a morono. Information me say abrom okay the dey be deny me bi no ana papa nso Kodua only CEO of the party general secretary no ba akokra me go atwe dey now Sunday me analysis no and obi dey let away Sunday me na senior me dey bia me ka say before I go after anybody I make sure I have the facts. Yen kind statement ni okay. Say this is the 6th of July, 2 clear days before day near 12 and then
and then 18th.
And then 18th. That's the 11th. So that's like 5 clear days. Yeah, to about Sunday, 19th. It's almost 12th. It's 6 clear days. Or say, I write where you're from NPP steering committee. Martin's NPP steering committee na day-to-day administration.
That's it.
And I'm not sure letter to the something regional steering committee. Martin's said, Chairman, Wontumi na shasa ade.
Sure.
Because national steering committee na yera buti. What's your rentim hododo? Yera buti na wo. And I'll say, I write to communicate the decision of the National Steering Committee of the party taken at its meeting held on Monday, 6 July 2026 regarding the conduct of constituency executive elections in the Fija Century East and Asante Achem Central. The National Steering Committee was duly informed. Listen to the tone. Where people letter? Okay. Me printing press. Or see, the National Steering Committee was duly informed that the party has been served with the orders of interim injunction and subsequent motions or notice issued by court or competent jurisdiction, restraining the party from proceeding with the conduct and supervision of constituency executive elections in the Fija Century East and Asante Achem Central constituencies, pending the determination of the respective applications or until otherwise ordered by the respective court. As a law-abiding political party that upholds the rule of law, the party is bound to comply fully with the terms of the said court orders whilst taking the necessary legal steps through its lawyers to challenge the orders and seek to have them set aside. Accordingly, the National Steering Committee hereby directs with immediate effect all activities relating to the conduct of the constituency executive elections in the Fijase East and Asante Central Council be suspended until further notice in compliance with the orders of the respective party. Senior, we use NPP kan yema me ansa wa ha. Ya bebo ya mane. Ye nim say kofumia court akwaje court sermons say constituencies me anyway ye nto aba wo ho.
Yes.
Two, ye plant ye de tu ye ho. Say rule of law kebi ma menka bi yakra na ehie mu kena.
Yep.
Ya bumra so.
That's right.
Enti therefore mama nkoto aba. Enti wo regional same committee me bo mama ne say aha de ye nto aba.
No go area.
Senior dey kosi ye koto aba. Ye to aba na peche ma then the CEO of the party Kodua goes to Facebook and makes a very clear statement. In fact, prime checks as we see Sunday no our Fijase East no Monday no making post no.
Okay.
Mami Yinima or say out of the 276 constituencies, election was successfully and peacefully conducted in 245 constituencies, representing 88.7% success rate. The remaining constituencies are as follows. 23 constituencies had the election put on hold due to various disputes. 4 constituencies could not hold the election because of last minute changes. Mingo Pram, Achimampunya, or Boadu West, Trubo. Yeniama tanya ye no beji we mu ntino tie ne ye o of the 4 constituencies that could not hold the election ye dey mu 2 meboa
yes
of Boadu West Trubo. I'll give you a picture now. The 3 saying that the National Steering Committee will review, meaning that in future you can realize a futuristic review election activities in the following constituencies: Fijase East, Adansia Sokwa, Bantama, Asante Central. In fact, open leadership paralysis. This statement alone tells you about the leadership of NPP in Ashanti region. Listen, but see, the National Steering Committee will review election activities in the following constituencies: Fijase East, Ashanti region, Adansia Sokwa, Ashanti region, Bantama, Ashanti region, Asante Central, Ashanti region. In fact, of the outstanding about 27 constituencies, no, Tafo Yantuaba. Suame yantoaba kwada so yantoaba manson kwanta yantoaba. Why from 2016 why is it that anytime Ashanti be there NPP Ashanti ne dikai? So before I even continue the analysis, this alone is an indictment on the leaders of the party in the region,
headed by the chairman Wontumi.
Now listen, so the party steering committee says that we will take a decision in future. Ya betia me de mohana me musa sasia posti. We ma enemy production dey start. We Bantama there. Yete chema won't work with Fijase. In fact, KTM kra kan as a person so pictures on so kwada nse so kwa wakoyi bi.
Okay.
Enu akra de na de na nansan so de konongo. Ti I want to say baby a party ni ka so me take decision na yewura. Akoye so we ni no ho.
Serious.
And a party didn't let the buy. In fact, before koye konongo no. It will show Konongo that's delegate and I said and let Nabarom Kase. Ya only 3 constituencies.
Okay.
And then Sokwa, Bantama, Fijase East. Can the chairman chance? The next day Konongo Sanko yes swearing. Now I want to look at the sequence of events. Now we be blaming Wontumi. Sometimes there's a recent gentleman came here and said, I didn't answer what town to me. Oh, town to me. Oh, Asama Yakano. There be you know say to me, I'm a catch on question. Me try people letters and I'm compatible. Asama ma catch the way. Me show documented fact. Me na me say the kutupa and answer day. Me the futufo.
Okay.
Now listen to the thing carefully. And then Kobai, what's in Nana Nkansah ye boa for interview on unia penny kwame criticus 50 minutes on YouTube ko hebi ensem na chairman butin so no so nya be man sin bia no so ni do fm.
That's right.
Tina me kan say yira hakman o so agima me ya be mam enne me ba studio ya breaking news eba the stand for committee Nana Nkansah board NPP are suspended no mo revoking appointment say we chairman of
the steering committee.
Yeah, this is the letter. Wow. Or say, I bring you one greetings from the National Steering Committee. I write on the authority of the National Steering Committee to revoke your appointment as the chairman of the patrons for Fijase East.
That's right.
And I put on so many bearmans will be so the film about me and the film all the about me. One farmer party. The babu move is Kebiam Reme. Okay, can you patch them? Okay. As someone making idea tape or pocket can all channel be YouTube videos evidence now. Tina make them penny form them, I can't. I want for say, oh, we NDC ni ebi azo bi Mahama me Prado and if you oba me nim no oba onko park o say bia park me Prado o MP tamana say ni ketia mo de bu mu no omo issue council of elders no
yes
what bi o say ni ketia kasa baby tina o de bi busa kan kure what bi o say Julius akwa work baby nkrofo we ya nkrofo we ya and see this is not one event me kan we a small boy o ba da ben for your why na NPP asem kan komo no omo di atama 2020 to 2020 everything we said in Ashanti region came to pass 76 72 65 go look at the election results. Everything we said is because they don't respect the leader. We all know the issues between Kodua and Wontumi, unless you want to. And start saying, bre, only you for organizer. No, Kodua Kodi Jumbo Dechi or Commercial 15 chairman. The only chairman who stood as our chairman Kutin Central Region.
That's right.
In names high history. To the point, Christ, when a chairman batching plan. About public, and also I'm glad you don't ask all these things are things that they must sit down honestly because and stop blaming people. Media na we do what we sell. In from now we see no. Over studio light best 30 so transmitter so. And for you man no. Enye free. You feel me ka.
That's right.
You know say to you feel me ka. Siya mahano pa beto bro ye be cancer ye journalist
ye be kasa
and ye be cancer me beton where's the Ghana Premier League and then we have foreign league Ghana Premier League no mu ni oton ye beto ba foreign league bit me na time be nsa mo nye mo advert ma me eno ne ye be because station nso go wo there for ya be ka o mo na pretum ni ka papa bia na ne sha tatete a wo so be ka what ya wa no de den dia ka sa nyina wo ka pre wo be ka so therefore we king na asamba na aba senior wiki na asema na aba
eno na ebobo so ya
asema na ba me ka ho asem nti so onko ka na me ka say I don't know why they think like that, and because they think like that they are not able to solve the issues in their party.
Yes so to be for
week we me koka dey like NDC we dey see ya me koka ka kire me NDC we dey na esi week ya me koka what time radio so granting interviews bia na e ka wo se ada na e ka me ko ka dai ya na fura sa ko interview no me na me phone ko se wonsa me na ka ta chema wunji mi se ko ka no ono ko ka na me na ka ta chema mute so ko do FM Dove TV en ko ka no ka me na ka ta na Nkansah bo na ebo mo ne ebo da na apadi mu sa won granting sa interview juku me na nzo to me ba ka makufu minam nim so why contract away mo munju adeka minam kra minim se party be be ba me aba wo kotra wo no de ma minim wona mo be ka kire yen enti na bia me ka se ansam na wo ka kire wo ye election me kan wa in september tan mo ka fa mo flag bearer ho na yere mo tan mo ka fa kan Japan ho NDC for record di nyina mo tensins no na mo ko foba te mo ko foba na ye remind ma don't try and hoodwink and blackmail and do some hallucination analysis. And then tiki obi be a journalist be by ya beka.
Ya na
meka ya wu ya na interview mu say you jimba pick video na ya ho analysis ya beka. Mon kama nutu na mo kasa dodo. A party leader speaks. Me say Kodua, I want for ya, I have my issues with Kodua.
Okay.
Only piece of na ya kese. O say oh me kwa dey me take decision we ya enye yi into ministerial committee ni be kasa na obi feel say me wiska
yes
and influential me ntie me opa say it me makoye sori ni ade a wi yi enye be any policy call de be ma munti sabi me share wonjumu a match ya me respect no after all penny 50 years na me design bra wa bo mi mo bi. But I saw to me share no kind of kwaja papa wan ya de e no na make you ni papa me madam fo no na ntimi hwe me nim kan kire me say you jade a wo ye nye na de dia famfule na de krofo ko wu
na na nkwada
na de krofo ko se yi mu o hina mi nya akukudro ba radio so be keka nsem na o keka ye no e no na dia won che journalist no report asem o ye ne be kan na e problem
na wo afu no
na me kwa me fra me no o ka so ye interview na ka metin nsem o be kan se what se wa ka kire me Ise when some Kenya waka kire me. they say some Kenya such a booted Benina on a champion. I catch them. And I'm for the coffee share. But for no so again, the moon in Adiaba. When I'm coffee by. Me egba loss FM. My friend to me interview. Timina make a tribia me am sound caution to the NDC. Mo he. Nsema mo kan. Enwa na e be report e dia mamo. Aso kin enough senior.